I don't want to throw a pity party, and all the reasons why this is the worst decision I've ever done in my life. Hi everyone, welcome to Classy by Her channel. Before jumping to the point, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there was a poor little girl living with her father, and her name was Sin. Oh, wait a minute, that's not even my story. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. There was a chilly wind blowing that night. On nights like that, anything can warm your heart. That was the moment I saw them. Those lavish and fancy high heels were staring at me, and I stared at them. You know, this is a cliche that happens in almost all love stories. Anywho, now with a heart full of joy, I was ready to put them on and conquer the world. At least I thought that I would make significant territorial expansions. Well, sounds familiar? I know that we all share the same story, but I'm here today with some tips to help you out stop suffering from this issue. I'm going to talk about very crucial points that you've never ever noticed before. Have you ever heard of foot ancestry or something like that? They came up with this idea that there are 5 major foot types based on your toe shape, which reveals your ancestry or heritage, which are Greek, Egyptian, Roman, Celtic, and Germanic. Obviously, science doesn't support this idea, but hopefully we can use these labels to know our toe shape better. So tip number 1 is to know your toe shape or foot shape. The first one is Greek foot or flame foot. In this type of foot, the second toe is longer than the rest. It looks like just a flame. That's why they call it flame foot. So you can easily go for pointed or almond toes, which makes me so jealous of you.
I wonder if blondes do have more fun.
And it doesn't mean that you cannot wear any other shoes. You just need to ask a shoemaker to make you stuff to stick it to big toes, so that would easily fill the gap and make you more comfortable. Second one is Egyptian foot. In this type, the big toe along with the other toes just happening at a 45 degree. If you have such a toe shape, just like me, more rounded toes or square toes are perfect for you. And the last but not the least is the Roman foot. In this particular type, our first 3 toes have the same height and the rest are just following. So anything other than almond or pointed toes are suitable for you. But you know what? I believe that this is not enough to only talk about the toe shape, because your foot is just magical. It has different curves. That's why we jump into the second point, which is the width of your foot. I think that nothing is worse than to walk in shoes which is too tight or too loose, because you probably think if the size is just fine, everything else is going to be so well, but that is not true. The fact is that some brands offer you different size chart, which means they have different measurements. And if you look at that chart, there is a detailed width information about your foot, which will help you a lot in choosing the right shoes. In this category, there are 3 different type of foot, which are low, medium, and high. And the tip here is just so simple. If you have a low width, always go for more slim shoes. As I told you before, I believe that your foot is a piece of art because it has arches. I'm absolutely sure that you've already heard of this tip. We have 3 different arches: low arches or flat arches, normal arches, and also high arches to curviest foot. If I want to clarify on this topic for you, I should say that flat arch means that we are dealing with something unstable, so we need more stabilization. And in contrast, High arched means we are dealing with something more rigid or more locked, which means we need more mobilization. For both of these types, we should avoid flip-flop and flat sandals, and I will tell you why. Flip-flop and sandals, both of them don't give you any good support, and on the other hand, they don't absorb the shock, which is not good for high arched. And I'm talking to you, sister. I mean, high arched people, we have curviest foot, which tends us to have more stress on our footballs, on our legs, on our knees. So at the end of the day, we will have a lot of pain at these parts. Please, don't you ever wear something which has an extra stress on that curve.
It's worse than I thought. He's wearing it.
I don't believe it. I want to see it with my own eyes.
Amongst all of the shoes, I believe that loafers are perfect for us because they have such a good high ramp, so they support all around our foot, and also they have a good shock absorption. So they do the job down there. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to throw a pity party, but let me talk about this one and all the reasons why this is the worst decision I've ever done in my life.
Oh, Cleopatra, there's real tragedy in this house.
As I told you before, I have Egyptian toes, so this cute little gorgeous pointed shoe is definitely a no to me. Besides, I have a wide foot, and this is the reason why this gorgeous slim sole is not made for me. The other reason is that I have such a curviest foot, so this one is absolutely not good for that. Doesn't feel that gap right here, so all of the pressure will go to my footballs, and I'm so desperate and heartbroken to say that this gorgeous piece of art is a huge, big, giant, fat no to me. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you like it, thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.